Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're back for the Squared Circle Jerks podcast, reviewing everything WWE this week. With me, as always, is my esteemed co-host, Byron.
I'm very steamy.
And we were going to have a third man in the booth today, but that has not panned out, unfortunately.
Yep.
He'll be here next week.
Indeed. Due to rampant accusations of racism, we will have an authentic American on the podcast next week.
Doesn't really handle our racist claims.
What? He's from another country.
It's not a race.
God, whatever. So picky.
Anyways, we had Raw, we had SmackDown, we had no pay-per-views, which is nice.
Yeah.
And kind of a thumbs in the middle week, I would say.
I would be more inclined to say thumbs up, but I had heard all of the things that were supposed to be the best about Raw and SmackDown, and I was a lot less impressed than I was supposed to be, I think. But it wasn't bad. I can't remember anything particularly. Well, we'll go over some stuff, and I will probably find some things that were good. But I don't remember anything that I absolutely hated. If I did hate it, I'd probably just fucking skipped it. And are we going to talk about the whole Fabulous Moolah thing now or later?
We might as well get that out of the way. Let's chat about that. So WWE is having the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royale, akin to their Andre the Giant, one for the men.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been kind of covered a lot, so I don't really have anything new to add. It's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's they named the tournament after Mae Young, so I mean you can't do two Mae Young things, I guess. And nobody has the fucking testicular fortitude to call this like the China Battle Royal, since she's the 9th wonder of the world and Andre was the 8th wonder of the world. So nobody has the spine to do that. And I think this is a Vince thing. I think this can all be laid at Vince's feet for more reasons than usual. Vince was the guy who pushed Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah all through the 90s and into the 2000s for years for no payoff, embarrassing all of the talent, and it was the shittiest thing on TV for a decade. And I think that he just kind of, he tried to dig himself out of a hole, and the hole got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and he just can't. At this point, he has no idea he's even in a hole anymore, and he's fully pot committed. So he just like, whoa, we did one for Mae Young, and this is WrestleMania, and Fabulous Moolah was obviously a bigger star and more popular. Therefore, we'll name this one after the Fabulous Moolah, totally ignoring the sexual exploitation of her students and robbery and fucking screw jobs and crushing the Fabulous Moolah set back to women's wrestling in North America back, I want to say 100 years. Is that inaccurate?
I would say it's inaccurate on the terms of 100 years, just because I don't think it existed 100 years prior to her.
I don't know. I don't have any proof of that one way or the other. I'd like to be a little inflammatory, but I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that she destroyed women's wrestling in North America.
It pretty much put the brakes on it for a really, really long time because she didn't train. She basically was the source of training, and, the girls she trained were basically prostitutes. They were there to have sex with the wrestlers on the road, have sex with the promoters, and she would also take 25% of their booking fees, force them to live on her property. And
then charge them enough that they went into debt and could never pay her back.
Yeah, so any attempt to make her seem like a nice thing, I guess, in a nutshell.
Yeah, and I would like to be clear that she did not train these women. She did not train prostitutes. She trained these women badly and then pimped them out. These were not prostitutes beforehand. She fucking forced them to have sex with people for money.
It's possible some of them were, but there are plenty that were legitimately wanted to get involved in the wrestling industry to become, what we have today. And they were not in any way equipped to do so by her training.
No, she was. If people want to talk shit about Triple H and the Golden Shovel, the Fabulous Moolah had a platinum shovel and 6 tons of granite for gravestones. It was, and I didn't know anything about this, even during the year. All I knew at the time when they forced her onto current television back in the day, when I was watching, was that her and Mae Young should not be on television. If you want to give them a pension, but don't force these elderly people into this. And they couldn't do promos. They couldn't wrestle anymore. They were 70 at the time, or 70, 80 at the time.
75.
There you go.
Moolah was. I don't know how old Mae Young was.
Older, way older, I think. And it was just like, well, Vince tried to bury Mark Henry by saddling him with her. And it was with Mae Young. And it was the worst thing you could possibly do. So that's the way Vince did it. And at the time watching it, it was atrocious. It was akin to a war crime. It was the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
And when information comes out later about all of these escapades and these activities, I look back on it going, wow, my intuition was spot on. This was not right at all. And so I think, again, Vince was fully pot committed, had 2 chips left to throw in, and he's got 8 brain cells left after years of taking chair shots and stunners, and just kind of reflexively threw Moolah's name on it.
I think it's largely the case that people know, casual fans know who Moolah is. They don't know the dark side, but they do know who she is. And pretty much any other woman from that era, you can't say that about.
True.
So I think this is a case of, well, we need someone who's dead because it's a memorial battle royale. and
nobody's got spine enough for China.
Yeah, it's basically, well, we can do China or we can do Moolah. And because China did a porno, well, officially that's the reason anyways.
Yeah.
She's not allowed to have things named after her or be in the Hall of Fame. Despite the fact that Sunny is.
I just did a quick Google image search on China, and no pornography shows up on the front.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is like if you do a search on China on Google, you'll find the pornography. Nah, you really don't, because that was kind of you saw it once, and that was really all you needed.
There is one hoe or other. There's some woman I do not recognize that shows up right in the middle of all of these pictures of China, and that woman is a straight up hoe, or was just paid a lot of money to pose with a bikini that is, I think, mesh. I'm not bothering to bring the thumbnail up, but everything else, like there's pictures. There's a picture of her with Triple H. There's a picture of, I think that's the same hoe but in a different dress. There's a picture of her in an American flag dress, like semi Wonder Woman-ish. There's a lot of wrestling pictures. Oh, there's another one with Triple H and the title. I see no pornography when I search for China.
Well, the closest thing to pornography is this slightly Asian-looking chick that comes up.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. And there's a pregnant picture of the same chick.
Or model. It's Black China. That's what that is.
Is that... So I was not going to say that she was black, but she is black. Is that her name, Black China?
That is her nom de plume.
Why?
That's what she goes by. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no China Joni Laurie porno that comes up really. I mean,
no.
I think you have to attach the word porn to it.
Oh, I scroll down a little ways, a ways further, and there's her on the Playboy issue. That's the cover of the Playboy issue.
Yeah, but she did that in connection with WWE, so you can't...
Exactly. And really Vince fucking pimped out a shitload of other women, like, to Playboy.
Tori Wilson. I think Christy Hemme?
Yeah, if I remember correctly from my childhood, she did a cover and a, let's say, tasteful photo shoot, but I don't think she got naked.
Yeah, but I'm saying you could find a Playboy cover with her on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm scrolling down and down, and I'm finding no fucking porno. So, like, fuck off. Just name it after China. Next,
Yeah.
I'll give you a pass this year because you will only have 55,000 writers on staff with zero creativity and can't be bothered to fucking the and Triple H along with Stephanie McMahon are probably just thoroughly embarrassed about how they treated her in the first place. So they don't want to bring up attention pointing to her that would bring attention pointing to their behavior. So,
mind you, they are bringing this up, and it's bringing all kinds of negative connotations towards women in the past.
Yeah.
For the company that is supposedly leading the women's revolution, and in fact created women. Did you know that?
Yeah, apparently Stephanie McMahon invented women one day because she just felt like it. Oh, I found a picture of her of China kicking Jeff Jarrett right in the bahoogies.
Excellent.
It's a good one.
All right, let's move on to Raw. We've talked. We have nothing further to add. We do not.
No, not really. It's all been said, and I just wanted to get my 19 cents in.
All right, so we open up with Kurt Angle leading off Raw because he has to because he's the authority.
Correct.
And he talks about destroying Triple H. Brock Lesnar is not here, and he makes pretty comical fun of the Brock Lesnar not being here. He's sick, maybe. Maybe he just didn't feel like coming into work. I don't know. And this brings out Roman Reigns. And welcome to Stone Cold Roman Reigns. Yeah. So Roman, very angry about the whole thing. Very angry that Brock is not here. Goes backstage to go find Vince.
Yeah. This promo was not as good as last week, but it was fine. I did not have a problem with this promo at all.
Yeah. I had problems with like the storyline around Roman right now, but Roman, he's cutting some good promos. I'm enjoying them. They, they're getting heat on Brock, and they're making me want to cheer for Roman heading into Mania. So that's a victory. That being said, this whole thing ends with him being suspended temporarily. Which, why would you throw the temporary suspension in there? Like, suspending someone is temporary. You're not firing them.
That is correct. I think they finally hit on the perfect booking of Roman Reigns. Not have anybody else anywhere near him. Otherwise, they're going to steal all the face heat. Doesn't matter who it is. You could have Hitler in the ring with Roman Reigns, and people are like, hey, his accent's kind of cool. People will kind of congeal onto anything at all that will let them not like Roman Reigns. So you just keep literally everybody away from him.
Yeah, that part is working. I do, of course, find it incredibly amusing that your boy Brock Lesnar there, Vince. No, Roman, you're the boy. You are the boy.
That is correct.
But it's working. To a degree. There are some things in here that don't really work terribly well, but I'm willing to overlook them because at least they're trying something. At least they're trying something somewhat new to try and get Roman over. I mean, it's recycled Stone Cold Steve Austin, basically.
Yeah.
But there is something there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Vince is still stuck in 1985, and after taking all of those stunners, somehow or other, Stone Cold success has made it into just the very bare frontal lobes of his brain. And he's like, oh, there was that one time we did that thing with that guy. And that's why this is happening now.
That's possibly the case. Then we had our first matchup, Sonya Deville versus Sasha Banks. And Bayley and Absolution were at ringside. Bayley there reluctantly. So that storyline continues.
I didn't hate this match.
Didn't hate this match.
I didn't hate this match. Sonya Deville actually showed what I like to call character, which is weird for her. So it was very intriguing. And if she continues to develop this, and I'm going to use air quotes here, character, personality, maybe, just maybe, that can overtake her lack of proficiency in the ring.
Yeah, or develop some ring skills.
That would help too.
She shows ring skills every once in a while, but it seems like she really needs someone very good to bring anything out of her. And
it's like she can remember 1 minute of a match at a time, and she can remember 6 moves, but not 8. So it's very, very, very clear that she should still be in NXT.
Very much so.
I don't know why they called her up, but I guess they didn't have anybody else. It's not like they don't have talent they're not using.
Yeah. And so Banks wins with the Banks statement. Bayley had prevented Mandy Rose from interfering in the match. And then she leaves Banks to a 3-on-1 beatdown. So
yep.
If I were Banks, I'd be like, no, save me after the match. I don't care about winning the match.
I enjoy the continued Bayley. I ain't no pushover type scenario.
I do. I think I like where this can lead with Bayley. I just fear that they will go a bad direction.
They're gonna fuck it up again.
Yeah, that's my fear.
They're just gonna keep doing this, and then mysteriously she will turn heel, even though we've seen it for months and months and months. They'll probably keep doing this for until Survivor Series.
Kid Rock's going into the Hall of Fame. That's really all I have to say on that.
More like Smoke Rocks. You see that picture?
Whoa, yeah.
Damn, son.
We got Miz TV with our special guests Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
This part I skipped.
This part was not bad, actually. Miz was trying to spoil up trouble between the two. Trying to sell Seth Rollins on the idea that, Balor's actually ruining our singles match at Mania. And then that was pretty hilarious when it didn't work with Seth, and he basically turns to Balor and starts taking almost the same line, basically. And Balor just basically goes, "You realize I just saw you do this with him, right? I have been sitting here the whole time." But it does kind of work eventually because they bring up the whole Balor beat Rollins and talking about the Universal title and how that was taken away from Balor and so on. And Rollins makes the mistake of saying Balor doesn't stand a chance, and Balor challenges him to a match. They do beat up The Miz, and then Rollins turns on Balor to hit him with I want to say he just maybe hit him with a knee or something.
I have no idea.
We had a mugging on Raw with the Bar just getting their asses kicked by 6 different tag teams. So, that's fun. And then
I guess.
And then we had John Cena. And you really like this. I heard you talking about it. So, take it away.
I would love to take it away, but I don't remember anything about it.
You remember nothing about John Cena's promo?
Nothing at all.
Wow!
Until you just said that it was a promo, didn't remember there was one.
So, John Cena says, "I've had my chances. I tried, but I will not contribute to Mania. I will be there as a fan." He's going to be in the crowd. He leads the crowd in some chants, goes out, has a drink of beer with the fan, talks about how fun this is going to be. But then he also says, "I got nothing left to lose, so they keep telling me that it can't happen. I challenge The Undertaker." It's like, they didn't cut my mic. So clearly the problem with this match is The Undertaker doesn't want the match. It's not the big guys in the back because they cut my mic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that part. That was good.
And then he talks about Taker being a little bit egotistical, a little fragile because, he failed once and then took his ball and went home, basically. And he says, "If this crowd wants to see Taker kick my ass at Mania, and I am keen to try and stop you from doing it." So, more laying into, we'll get Taker Cena at Mania.
Yep.
Then we had the Bar bitching about basically getting mugged, and for a change, I can't really blame the heels for being not happy with how this is going. And they want to be traded to SmackDown. Kurt says, "I'm not trading you. There will be a tag team battle royal tonight, and the winner will challenge the Bar at Mania." And then we had Elias come out to do a performance, but he's all injured, all banged up, doesn't give a performance, just kind of walks off sadly. So
I skipped that. I figured it would go on for 6 hours. I figured it was just going to be a 6 hour sit in the middle, play 3 notes, crowd will boo, pause, wait for crowd to slightly less boo, play 2 more notes, crowd kind of extra boos, but not really. And then they just drag that out for the next 3 weeks until we just fold that right into Mania.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with Elias at Mania. I don't think it'll be anything good.
Spoiler alert for the main event. There's speculation that he will be Braun Strowman's tag team partner.
I really don't like that idea.
Neither do I, so that's what they're going to do!
So then we have Braun cutting a pretty good promo, actually, about, I want a path to Mania. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to take it. It's a damn good promo, I just don't really like where it led. Then we had Balor versus Rollins, and this was okay. It wasn't fantastic. They've had better matches, so I'm hoping that this Mania match turns out really good, but I don't know if it will.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But in the end, Balor counters the Falcon Arrow Superplex deal into a roll-up and gets the win.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not... Seth Rollins seems to take all of the energy out of a match. It's weird because he's very energetic and he's popping around and doing things, but to me, it's just, it's a series of moves. The guy has no storytelling. I'm never invested in a single match he's involved with.
I'm invested in some of his matches, but at the same time, I don't agree with the people who are like top 5 worker bullshit. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no, like, not even close.
Top 5 worker doesn't have a meh match with Finn Balor. Like, that's just all there is to it.
If you're a top 5 worker, you have 4 3/4 star matches with Finn Balor. You have no choice.
And Rollins has had some pretty damn meh matches with a lot of people. I'm not really down with it.
No, like I said, it's just he just takes, for lack of a better term, he takes the energy out of a match. And I don't know how he does it, and I'm not sure why that has the effect on me. I just don't know.
Then we had the Fabulous Moolah Memorial announcement. We talked about that. We had a Ronda package, which fucking didn't need. And then we had an Asuka interview. And this was where the show kind of went straight to hell for a little bit, because I did not like any. I'm going to rant about this. So Bliss and Mickie James come out to basically make fun of Asuka a little bit about her English skills and insinuate she's going to the B show to challenge the lesser champion instead of Bliss. None of this made any sense for a cowardly heel that Alexa Bliss is, and I don't like the fact that Mickie James has become pure lackey in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It would make sense if the cunning heel was trying to, she's just hanging around with Alexa Bliss for a while until she can stab her in the back and take the title, or stab her in the back and cost her the title, or something like that. That would make sense. At least have this be some kind of equal partnership, like she's full on lackey. And my problem with this whole thing is that we've been playing up that Bliss is afraid of Asuka. She's practically admitted it through, not by saying it, but she's putting all the obstacles in the way, and she gets what she wants. Asuka's gonna go over to SmackDown and not challenge her at Mania. Why the hell would she go out there and antagonize Asuka? Because Asuka can go back on that deal and come back to Raw and kick your ass. Yeah, and why is Asuka still on Raw?
Yeah, that part also didn't really make any sense. I figured this was like maybe a farewell speech sort of thing to Raw. I could have dug that.
Yeah, apparently not.
But it's just bad because. And the other thing is, like, Asuka kicked Mickie James' ass in NXT. It was a good match, don't get me wrong. Mickie got her licks in, but you got Mickie out there kind of parroting what Bliss is saying, and like, she kicked your ass already. Am I just not supposed to remember that?
No, you're not allowed to remember anything that was 5 minutes ago.
This was fucking terrible. Anyways, Bliss was trying to set it up for a Nia Jax Asuka match, but Jax doesn't come out, so Mickie James jumps Asuka, and we get that match. I largely enjoyed the match. But there was a bit where Asuka kicks the ring post and like fucks up her leg, and then the thing is, She kept trying to kick with the leg, and this is just kind of my whole, why her face is dumb. You're selling the leg. Stop kicking with it. At least make the heel work the leg instead of working it yourself.
Yeah. I didn't have really a problem with the match. Alexa Bliss has Mizitis, where she has absolutely zero credibility, so nothing she says makes any sense. It's kind of the Zelina Vega effect as well. Like, nothing you say makes any sense. You have no credibility, no foundation, no nothing. So no promo she does is going to have any effect at all. Unless you're coming out there to promo the fact that you are terrified, you are a chicken shit, and you are going to run away. That's the only credibility you've got, because that's the only thing people see. So I straight up skip all of her promos, because nothing she says is going to change my mind or help. It's not going to help a match. It's not going to help an angle. It's going to do nothing. It's actually going to have the opposite effect, because we know that you're going to lose. You are going to 100% lose every single one of your matches. Or you're going to cheat to win. Those are the only two outcomes. Anything else is just stupid, and whoever's booking that needs to get fired.
Yeah, this is not... The match was actually pretty good. I thought, actually, the Sunset Bob by Mickie James was freaking great. That was amazing.
No, I enjoyed the match completely, but that's because I skipped the promo.
Transition into the Asuka lock was pretty good. This was a really good match outside of the psychology around the leg.
Yeah, and, which they never do right anyway.
True. That's just WWE 101 right there. Bliss runs into Nia Jax backstage. Nia was like, I was told I had a match by Kurt. He told me not to go out there. And we just had more of like, I'm your friend, but you're really a piece of shit. Promo.
Yep.
Which I'm okay with. We had Nia Jax versus Joan King, which was a squash and a half. And for some reason, despite the fact that Charlie Caruso is not there to interview Alexa Bliss, Mickie James is there as well. I don't know if she's part of the interview or not. The mic is on, so they catch them just basically being mean girls, making fun of Nia for being big and stupid and slow, and then running the fuck away when they realize that Nia probably heard that.
Yeah, well, they say during the thing, and I listened to this one because it wasn't really a scripted promo; it was a candid moment, supposedly. And so I listened to that, and they said during their little catfight thing that Charlie's always late. She's probably in makeup. She spends so much time there. So I was able to convince myself that, it's probably feasible that somebody had set up for this interview and turned all the equipment on, and then we were just waiting. But again, they didn't really do a fantastic job about convincing me or anybody else. I was just able to kind of put two and two, and I was able to put 2 and 4 together. It wasn't even a 2 and 2 situation. Also,
just in general, save the talking about the beast that you're manipulating for the car ride to the hotel or something. Not in the backstage area where someone could hear and perhaps.
Hey, you could put Ride Along as part of your fucking storyline.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And then Mia would finally watch an episode.
I do watch periodic episodes.
I don't believe you.
I do. Then
did you watch the one with the bar or with the club?
Yes, I did.
That was fucking great.
I do love the club. We had the Hardy Compound promo, King Maxwell, Prince Wolfgang, Queen Rebecca, and Senor Benjamin!
Indeed, with Skarsgård and Vanguard 1.
Indeed. And Bray Wyatt says he's a liar and a fool. I need Bray Wyatt to get knocked into the lake of reincarnation and come out as Husky Harris. I require this.
Here's the deal. That promo that was linked up in the Squared Circle Jerks Facebook group, he did say the word submerge.
Mm-hmm. Submerge into the lake of reincarnation.
He didn't say that. He just submerge him something. I know. He just said submerge.
I know. I'm just saying.
But I'm able to, again, put 2 and 6 together, so
I require another Hurricane Helms moment with the
that'd be good.
Lake and reincarnation. How could you produce something so revolting? Sugar
Well, they brought him back for the Rumble. You're not going to put him in the Hardy compound? Come on, son.
I need 3 count.
That would be amazing. Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore, Evan Courageous. Courageous ain't doing shit. Shannon Moore ain't doing shit. Bring him back for one night only.
Correct.
Bray Wyatt says he's a liar and a fool and makes veiled threats to the Hardy family. And he's coming. And then we had the amusingness of Kurt Angle assigning a referee to the match.
Why? Please tell me it's Drake Younger.
It's like, I need you to go down to the Hardy compound and referee the match. Did I do something wrong?
Oh, right. I forgot that moment. Did I do something wrong?
And, Kurt says he knew Bray was crazy. He's surprised that Matt Hardy is crazy. And then we had the Tag Team Battle Royal with the Bar joining commentary. And Braun Strowman does the Kane thing from the TLC match on Raw for the tag team titles where he enters solo. Made more sense when Kane did it because he was the tag team champion with Hurricane at the time. It's just Hurricane got hurt. And, very little of this really worked, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good job throwing your whole fucking tag team division down the fucking toilet. Thanks for coming out, though.
You've largely buried your entire division because not only did one man overpower a team, no, one man overpowered all of them.
Yeah.
And the problem is that we've established via the Big Show in the Royal Rumble, for example, that this doesn't really happen. It never happens. This is the Royal Rumble. The biggest guy never wins the Royal Rumble. In fact,
never, ever.
It's been a while since we've had a particularly large guy even win the Royal Rumble. Quite honestly.
I want to say Kane won it a couple. Did he win a couple times? No, never won. Undertaker won.
Undertaker has a Royal Rumble or 2, but it's been a while.
Big Show's never won.
Big Show never won.
Batista was supposed to win.
Batista won 1 or 2.
Well, he tied with John Cena that one year.
Yeah, and then he also won when he came back in the Daniel Bryan booing.
Right. But Batista's a muscly son of a bitch. But, oh, by the way, any kind of random bullshit sounds you hear in the background, I've got new upstairs neighbors finally, and they have a kid, and I don't want to cast judgments yet, but they don't seem to be very good at controlling the child.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't like this. Despite, Braun did a good job with it, being the monster. But, again, it kind of requires me to forget everything about the Big Show, basically.
Yeah. Roaming speculation is a couple of different directions. A, they're going to saddle him with Aleph because of their feud, which makes, no sense. So that's probably what they're going to do. One dark horse in the speculation is that they're going to do Kurt Hawkins.
I would like that, just to give Kurt Hawkins something to do.
Yeah, well, you give him a win. Can you imagine this giant losing streak and you get a win? Not only a win, but you get a title win at WrestleFucking-Mania? That would be... And then you spend the rest of whatever title run they're going to have either being constantly saved by Braun Strowman or finally having some sort of redemption story. Either one of them's funny, the other one's awesome. So I guess you can pick they'll probably pick the short money and have a couple of laughs and then immediately take the titles off them.
Yeah, we'll see. And then we have SmackDown. So Raw, thumbs in the middle. Like I said, the Mickie James, Alexa Bliss stuff it really puts a downer on what was an otherwise good show, and the ending was also not great because you're burying your tag team division.
Yeah, I would say that the only match I didn't enjoy was the Finn Balor-Seth Rollins match. I enjoyed everything else. It's just that I don't think that the booking, like the Braun Strowman booking over your entire division, was garbage. The rest of the booking was fine. I mean, obviously Sasha Banks is going to win, unless you're going to fuck around. Obviously, your future is Finn Balor, so he should be winning. Asuka's streak can't be snapped by Mickie James before Mania. Nia Jax is not going to lose to a jobber. And then I just don't... I enjoyed the Tag Team Battle Royal, but I don't think that putting one guy over a whole division is any good. So
yeah, it's a bad plan.
Yeah, especially when you have the Club and Titus O'Neil in the ring, who could clearly kick the shit out of him if they came together.
Yeah, I mean, there's some guys that are almost as big as him and almost as powerful.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much my encapsulated thoughts on Raw.
And then we had SmackDown. We had AJ come out to open up the show. Kind of standard face stuff. He's thankful to be heading to Mania. He will beat Nakamura. Says there's a lot of similarities between me and Nakamura, but this is where they end. Nakamura comes out, and then we get Rusev. And apparently this was a scheduled match between AJ and Rusev.
I guess. I like the match.
Yeah, I like the match.
I don't remember a ton about it, but I remember watching it and going, "Man, this is good."
Yeah, nothing too risky. Nothing that saving the good stuff for the pay-per-view, which is not a bad thing.
Yep.
And it did good job. English interferes for the DQ when AJ's got the calf crusher locked on. Nakamura, who's been at commentary this whole time, takes his sweet time in helping out AJ, but he does eventually bail him out.
As well he should.
Then we had a pretty good Big E Langston promo, talking about no Woods, no Kofi, but they will be okay, but they're not okay tonight. And him and Jimmy Uso are going to take on the Bludgeon Brothers.
James the Goose Bro. I really don't remember this match at all. I remember bits and pieces of the promo beforehand and thought it's interesting that they're coming together and it's something I like, but there should have been some sort of if this is the beginning of respect between the two teams, cool, because they've really been at each other verbally.
The problem was the respect was supposed to already be there because they called that truce a couple of months ago.
Dude, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, that's how they got out of New Day getting a rematch with the Usos. It's just like, truce. We respect each other. It's like, and then we've got hostile again, and now we're going back to trucey again. It's kind of circular.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. I don't remember any part of that.
You're confirming WWE's fan base that will forget everything.
Well, we'll forget it if it's fucking shit and I have to skip over your nonsense. God. But, apparently this was 2.5 minutes and the Bludgeon Brothers went over, and I legitimately do not remember a single moment of this match.
No, I mean, it was a slightly prolonged squash match. It had the interesting thing where Jimmy and Big E try to take on the Usos' hammers with, steel chairs and fail.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good debut for your monster tag team when I don't remember a single goddamn thing about the match.
We also had, in the mix of this, AJ also had a promo where he said he didn't need Nakamura's help. Nakamura says, "It looked like you did, and every time you need help, I'll be there till WrestleMania."
I'll be there, actual cousin of I'll be sure.
And then Sami Zayn cut a promo where he blamed KO, not Shane, for the loss in the match.
He's not wrong.
He talked about KO having some good qualities, but also being an egomaniac, and he's never paying the price for association with KO again. Then we had Charlotte cut a very gushy promo about being very happy to be facing Asuka. And Asuka comes out to say she wants a challenge and that no one is ready for Asuka.
It's true.
I'm looking forward to this match a lot. I hope that this is given time. I hope that it's booked well. Then we had Randy Orton come out to talk about being a Grand Slam champion. He actually cares about that list, unlike the SmackDown Top 10. Rude comes out, says he respects Orton, but he's going to go, Rude has his respect, but Orton is going to go to Mania as champion. Rude then came out, and apparently this is a match, because the announcer does the intro, and then kind of didn't become a match, which was a bit weird.
Nothing to do with this feud makes any sense, because there is no feud.
Yeah.
There's literally no feud. There's no feud between Bobby Roode and Randy Orton because Bobby Roode has always said how much he respects and appreciates Randy Orton. So there's no feud there. And Randy Orton and Bobby Roode are not feuding with Jinder Mahal at all. They're not. There's no feud there. So what are we doing?
I guess Jinder's trying to get a feud going.
Yeah, but he's being ignored. He's literally not part of the storyline at all, other than he just keeps showing up. So again, what are we doing here? Like, am I supposed to care about some sort of lackluster face-ish thing that Bobby Roode's doing? Or the eternally boring Randy Orton thing that is always boring, where nobody cares. If you're a heel, nobody cares. And if you're a face, people care even less. Aggressively care even less. Or you can be Jinder Mahal, who no one respects.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
We got another Bobby Roode Jinder Mahal match in here. So, like, we did get a match, but it was kind of weird the way the announcer's, like, announcing Bobby Roode. I'm like, oh, we're going to get Roode versus Orton. I'm not really looking forward to this. And then Jinder came out, and it's like, oh, we're getting Jinder versus Roode. Oh, this just got worse.
Yeah.
Jinder gets the win with the Colossus because of a Sunil Singh distraction, but gets RKO'd at the end, so Randy gets the last laugh.
Yeah, this is going to be my P-break match at Mania. This is going to go on for... I'm going to say this match alone will be probably 18 minutes, and I'm not going to give a single shit about it. I'm going to get up, I'm going to take a piss, I'm going to get a refreshment for my beverage, I might cook something and bring it back to the desk and watch the wrestling. I don't care that this match is going to happen. Nobody cares.
It's made even worse by the fact you got an Intercontinental 3-man as well. Like,
is there even one match at Mania that's not going to be multi-person?
Brock and Roman and Undertaker Cena.
That has yet to be disproved.
Well, I'm saying, as we speak, you also have AJ Nakamura, so you have a couple of singles matches. Charlotte is going to have a singles match. I assume Bliss is going to have a singles match. But yeah, there's a lot of multi-man stuff going on here. Because we're probably going to get a triple threat for the tag titles for SmackDown, is my thought. Like, it's going to be Blood New Day, and Usos is my thought. And,
so you're going to need a minimum of 19 people per match. Not including tag team matches, which will include double that amount. I mean, listen, we watched some New Japan. New Japan has a lot of multi-person matches. But they usually make a lot of sense to have, because people are feuding. Real feuds, like actual feuds that people are watching and caring about.
Or they're there just to kind of eat up time and stuff. Like, this is your titles are being decided in tons of multi-man matches.
Yeah.
Kind of dumb.
I don't understand who's booking this.
Also, it's the thing where I'd say it's mirror booking. You've got we have a 3-man for the Intercontinental title. Let's have a 3-man for the U.S. title for like no real reason. Yeah,
they've been doing the copy pasta thing for far, far, far too long. You get a 3-woman thing. You get a 3-woman thing. They win. They also win. Those guys lost. They also lose. All right. Here's a question: are they that threatened by New Japan that they're just knee-jerk reaction adopting things that they see that they're doing without even stopping to comprehend for a second why they're doing it?
Such as
the multi-person match.
I think this is them trying to get people on the show and just not caring about the quality of the match.
And you know what? They shouldn't be. Whoever's booking it shouldn't be concerned. That's up to the wrestlers. The problem with the Wobbly Wobbly Bee is they are micromanaging and they're always wrong. They should be like, okay, we haven't had this guy on TV in a week. Throw him in a 6-man tag with somebody that he's obviously going to be associated with against an established 3-man team of somebody from a faction. And then they can have a match and they can do their thing, yada 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 yada. Cool. We'll get 12 minutes out of that. Not a problem. For a 3-hour show, that'll fill up some time. Excellent. Then we can do that between commercial breaks. You fucking idiots. And then, whatever, you can go. That's how that's done. I just explained that to the whole head office, who will never listen to this. But what they seem to be doing is they're not even half-assing. This is like 1/16 of an ass of, like, take the Jinder Mahal trio of love here, where nobody gives a shit about any of... Why would we care about... From a super casual fan's perspective, Bobby Roode's a brand new guy, and everything Michael Cole says, or whoever the fuck is saying it, about this new guy, this rookie Bobby Roode, nobody knows who he is because they don't watch NXT and they don't watch TNA. So, this new guy nobody cares about because he's a milquetoast, halfway, not face kind of thing guy, and no one's ever cared about Randy Orton unless it's the last instant of a match where he hits the RKO out of nowhere. And nobody cares about Jinder Mahal because you never did anything with him except for just give him a title.
Yeah.
But that's not how things are done. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You gave Jinder Mahal lackeys and they're never used.
Put
them in a match.
They get involved in shit, but yeah, they never wrestle, which is
they are wrestlers. Put a 6-man tag together, you fucking retards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they sometimes get squashed by someone who's feuding with Jinder.
Sometimes they get overhead released through the fucking announce table. That was
probably their best moment.
Uh-huh. Definitely the best gif.
Then we had KO. Unlike Sammy, he's blaming Shane. And if Sammy wasn't so selfish, he could see that. He could see that I got screwed first. And Byron Saxton starts defending Shane McMahon again, which... Fuck. Can we get some consistency out of Byron Saxton?
Nope.
Like, I've given up on getting quality out of Byron Saxton, but can we get some consistency?
That's a no.
Naomi and Carmella had a match for a spot in the Battle Royale, which Carmella won. I wasn't really paying attention to it, so I assumed it wasn't particularly good.
Why? No, I skipped it. I didn't watch this at all. My question is,
something else while it was on in the background.
My question is again, why? Carmella has a briefcase that guarantees her a shot at a title. Why the fuck are you putting her in a battle royal at the same goddamn event?
Also, why the hell are we even getting qualifying matches? Like,
yeah.
How many women on the roster do you actually have?
Not enough to fill a battle royale.
We've been through this. You have less than 20. Some of them are injured, and some of them are involved in other matches because, Bliss is going to defend her title, Charlotte's going to defend her title. So, like, how tiny is this battle royal going to be that apparently only half the remaining women are going to be in it?
I'm assuming there's going to be a few call-ups or a few surprise people showing up or legends returning.
I'd do one or two.
Yeah, I mean...
But not that many.
And again, this goes back to my question. Is the WWE knee-jerk stealing gimmick things from New Japan or particular setups from New Japan without ever stopping to comprehend why they do it or what makes it anything near a good thing to do? Like, this is the New Japan Rumble. They're having 2 New Japan Rumbles this year in the Wobbly Wobbly Bee.
Well, they've been doing the Andre the Giant for a while.
Yeah, but they probably stole that from New Japan.
I mean, it's a battle royal, really. They just put a trophy on it in a nutshell.
Yeah, but
I think again, it's the same thing. We get more people on the show, and therefore we can get more exposure, sell more merchandise and shit. But I'm like, but why am I going to buy the merchandise of, let's say, Sonya Deville? Ignoring that I don't really care for Sonya Deville, but let's say I'm indifferent to Sonya Deville. She's in the battle royal. I don't understand what this is going to get her by being in it. She's just going to get eliminated and not look particularly good doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, the New Japan Rumble, you have surprise entrants. It's the Royal Rumble, but it's the Royal Rumble at WrestleMania, essentially in Japan. That's what the New Japan Rumble is. And you get surprise entrants, you get people showing up that, either don't work for the company or got signed for like a one-night contract or what have you. And you get people that people love. but don't have place in a match. Are they going to comprehend that, or are they just going to push? Are they going to try literally to try and push somebody to something, and that like it didn't work for Baron Corbin?
Well, didn't work. They haven't even tried with the men, frankly.
Yeah, it's
like Mojo Rawley won that, and I think if anything got de-pushed.
Yeah, it was really weird. I just don't. They just don't get it. They're stealing gimmicks without not even a split second to think about why they work. I don't understand. Like, I'm not opposed to it. I'm in favor of a battle royal. That's gonna be cool. Hey, they got a men's one, now they got a women's one. I'm cool with that. I'm perfectly willing to watch it.
I'd like it if it meant something.
Yeah, please, could we have some meaning, or could this Rumble win? Like, okay, is this what they're doing? Are they putting Carmella in this Rumble so that when later in the evening she cashes in her Money in the Bank, she's already beat up and can't, like, then has even more reason to lose because no one wants.
The problem is if that's your excuse, then why would she cash in?
Because she's dumb.
Well, I don't enjoy dumb heels.
Yeah, that's
I don't enjoy any explanation that is the following. They did it because they're dumb, whether they're a face or a heel.
No, I'm right there with you. But is it gonna be their ham-handed, ridiculously badly worked way of having an excuse for their first ever? She didn't even win the Money in the Bank. James Ellsworth won 2 in 1 year. James Ellsworth, OP, please nerf. Well, the holder of the... is that how they're going to excuse... This is the excuse for the very first ever holder of the women's Money in the Bank to not win. You're going to have a double insulated excuse because Nia Jax will beat Bliss for the title. Oh, wait, it's Wobbly Wobbly B, she won't. And then Asuka will beat, what's her name again? Jim's, Dave,
Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte. So Asuka will beat Charlotte, unless they're retarded. And Nia Jax will beat, Bliss. So which is Carmella supposed to challenge? That's right. It's exactly right. Your answer is correct, sir. So, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, and surprise, surprise, neither do they.
Yep. The Money in the Bank briefcase has been tremendously mishandled by having it on Carmella.
It's like she doesn't, when I see her come out, it's like she doesn't even know, it's as if she doesn't remember what it is. It's just this thing. It's part of her costume now. That's the message I get when she does her intro. She comes out, she throws it in the air, but she's been coming out and throwing it in the air for almost a whole year now. So she doesn't, it's just a part of her costume. It doesn't have a meaning anymore.
Yeah. I feel like they've honestly forgotten about it half the time.
I would not. But she's been off TV for in the last. How long has it been since Money in the Bank? Like 10 months? 9 months. Something like 9. Let's say 9 months. Probably wrong. So in 9 months, I think she's been off TV for 3. Like just not around. Never mentioned. Never used. Never promoed. Never nothing.
You're not overly incorrect. Anyways, then we had Shane McMahon come out to announce that Daniel Bryan's returning next week. Shane's taking a leave of absence. Before he goes, he makes Sammy versus KO at Mania. They come out and attack him and beat up refs.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but this was another thing of why. Why'd you do that? He was leaving. He was going to get out of your hair. You had won. You had actually won. You had been given a WrestleMania match with each other, which if you're still friends, whatever, one of you can slide down. And if you're not friends, you should want to beat the shit out of each other. Or at least Sammy should want to beat up KO.
Yep.
And now you've made an enemy. You've like Shane's not going to leave now. Like he's going to come back. You beat up every man. They don't go away after that.
Yeah, dude, the noises he was making after they powerbombed him onto those steel, I don't know, that steel ladder or steel whatever the fuck that was, as a person who has fallen down from a great height that I stand upon, I've made those noises, and that indicates a great amount of fucking pain.
Oh yeah.
I've
someone equated it to labor, like having a baby.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've watched a few different podcasts this week, and there's been some people who are just oh, you made the fucking stupid ass sound. I'm like, you have obviously lived in the softest conditions possible. You have never been hurt bad enough that you made an involuntary sound. That's how soft your life has been. I fell really hard, not last winter, but the winter before, and bruised the shit out of everything between my upper thigh and my lower ribs. And I was making sounds like that. I have no, like, if that was kayfabe, if that was him selling, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but I don't, this is going to lead us to, Shane having a match at Mania, I guess.
Yeah, and we had one last 2 years running, right?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
You're not wrong about this one particular incident. Like, why the fuck would you beat up a guy who's not going to be around anyway? But it does make a long-term kind of sense. Like this, if you're going to look at it from a KO character perspective, this is a guy who's fucked you the entire goddamn way for a year.
If you literally change one detail in this becomes a really good thing. Shane goes out, makes KO versus Sammy for Mania, but doesn't talk about leaving.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then bam, we're angry that you put us in this match. We're gonna beat the crap out of you. It's gonna lead to a match at Mania with you, and that's what we really want. But with him leaving, that's what sucks the air out of it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I totally agree with that. But I guess from a long-term perspective of the KO character, maybe not the Sami Zayn character, but I mean, this is a guy who's totally fucked you the entire way, and now he just fucked you again. He's like, yeah, this is your match, fuck you. You have to fight this guy who maybe you can't beat, maybe is better than you, definitely more popular than you. And then he just goes out, like, you could justify it in a storyline kind of way with like some sort of weird blind rage, but the whole I'm leaving and you're not going to see me thing does throw a big kind of weird monkey wrench into the thing.
It's back to the whole characters doing stuff because dumb or not able to control themselves.
Yeah.
Then we have Mixed Match Challenge. Rusev Day versus the Road Warriors.
This is what wrestling should be.
This was hilarious.
This was great. This was good. Great action, great characters, doing great things. And Beth Phoenix, I don't know what the fuck happened this week, but Beth Phoenix finally showed up on commentary. She had, I think they literally tweaked her audio because she was totally lost when she was doing commentary before. I heard and it was just lost. She would have little tiny comments to say, and she didn't ever register, and when she did, it was like hearing a mosquito. It was, and that is not how I associate Beth Phoenix. That is not the glamazon that I was used to, like, hearing and seeing. This was not the powerful lady that I knew about. And this, I swear the audio guy must have just finally done some homework and switched something up, and she sounded good. And when not only did she sound good, she had things to say that were also good. So maybe she's just finally comfortable. But I have a sneaking suspicion somebody had been Pearl Harboring her audio the whole time.
It's possible. I know a thing or two about that.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor!
Son of a bitch! So yeah, no, that was one thing that really stood out, but also the fact that both teams were great chemistry between the two members of each team, but great chemistry between all four members in the ring.
Yes. I enjoyed that they let Lana get some freaking offense in against Charlotte.
Yeah.
I was afraid they would do nothing with her again.
No, I mean, and this goes back to, maybe I'm the only one sounding this trumpet, but it goes back to me thinking Lana could be top 3 female wrestler. She was out of position on a couple spots, like she took a chop wrong, I think, but that might have, and she also delivered a chop wrong. But other than that, I mean, that comes with practice.
I'm not on that bandwagon, but they've been, for a long time, they've been trying to make her seem like she's less capable than Carmella, Tamina, and a bunch of these other girls, and
that's just not the case.
True.
Not the case. Well, she had that match against Naomi that, storyline wise, why the fuck would you have a match against the champ? That is dumb. You should not, this is a mistake. And she came out and she had a match with Naomi that I actually gave a shit about. And I was actually interested in, and she did great work in that match. And ever since then, I've been on the Lana bandwagon. I think that they just need to get her more I would send her to NXT for some goddamn seasoning and training. Yeah. She could be really goddamn good.
For a woman who, as far as we know, really was not trained as a wrestler, she does very well.
As far as I know, Rusev's training her. That's the only training she's getting.
Yeah. And, this was pretty good stuff. Brood got killed by Rusev at one point. That was pretty good.
Yeah, he got kicked a lot.
And then we had a bit where Charlotte goes for a figure 8, but Rusev saves Lana by dragging her out and tagging in. And Charlotte's like, I have no tag team partner. So she just starts chopping Rusev. And it's like, I can do this all day!
And Rusev is no-selling like a bouse.
But it buys enough time for Rude to recover and hit a glorious DDT for the win.
I enjoyed that a great deal. The one thing, and this is just a small quibble on my part, one thing I would have done, because during the match, and I would have not done this, but Charlotte started to try and co-opt the whole Lana is the best, Lana number 1. She tried to start doing the Charlotte number 1 thing. I would have not done it during the opening part or during the match. I would have saved that to right there at the finish when she started to do the I am the best, I am number 1, and then Rusev starts arguing and going, no, my wife, she's number 1, she's the best. And then he should have turned to where Lana was behind him. He should have turned into the glorious DDT and just like bam, like glorious DDT out of nowhere.
That'd be good.
I would have done it that particular way, but I'm not mad at the way it went down.
Mm-hmm. So they move on to the final 3 of the tournament, and there will be a second chance vote to bring someone back in.
Who's your money on for that? Is it going to be Rose Gold, Straight Fire, or Ravishing Rusev Day?
I think Ravishing Rusev Day, because they're the ones that are most over with the casual fans.
Yeah, they've also had enough more time on screen, so I would make sense.
I would vote for the Ginger Snaps. But that's
yeah. Oh, right, that was their name.
And you're all over the Rose Gold, of course.
Dude, that was a great team. They did great stuff.
It's amazing.
Listen, just Absolution's not working because you got one member that is now crippled for life. So just stop that nonsense. Send one of them back down for training. Send the other one to work with Goldust, and have the Irish lady just I don't know what to do with her. But you can't really do anything with her. So, I don't know. I'm at a loss there.
She could be a manager of some kind.
Yeah, I guess.
Her promo skills are good enough, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't really... What I would do is put her in charge of a tag team, maybe. But there is no women's tag team. So you can't do that. And it would really be a disservice if you put her in charge of a men's tag team. You'd be like, congratulations, you're the new Christy Hemme. I mean, Christy Hemme was great and all, but she was no Paige. From what I'm understanding. Like, I've never actually seen Paige do anything spectacular, but I hear all these things about how she was sort of like the spark that ignited the whole women's revolution thing. So... I think it would be a disservice to her and a disservice to the women's division to saddle her with a men's tag team, unless you're going to have her in charge of a whole fucking faction, which I could also see. That would be, she could do like the new Ministry of Gothness. That would be a thing.
That'd be intriguing.
Yeah, just, I mean, you've had charismatic faction leaders in the past, just do another one.
Yep. Then we had 205 Live.
Oh my god, I watched this.
Go ahead.
Well,
take us through it.
Well, sir. First, we started off with the finest recap package in the world. Probably a lot of hyperbole to that. But there was one. I remember that distinctly because I didn't watch it. And then we had your boy, we had the Japanese Bullet Train against the Lucha Mouse Party.
Why did they use Kalisto's music? God damn it.
I don't know.
He's not even in the match.
I don't know. He's the manager now, maybe? I have no idea. You can hear a fucking freight train up above my head right now. I don't know what the fuck. I'm going to have to knock on the door and say, hey, welcome to the neighborhood. Could you, like, not sprint? So, I don't have a ton of notes on the... there's going to be a lot of this going through 205 Live. Not a lot of notes because I was enjoying the shit. But there was a lot of good, fast action. This is finally going towards what 205 Live needs to be. This needs to be a thing where we get things that aren't Raw and things that aren't SmackDown. And to a certain extent, things that aren't NXT. But there's going to be some overlap with NXT because you're going to have some people that are, good for both things. It was very well done. I enjoyed the shit out of it. Hideo Itami now has what I'm going to call the Riot Knee, because it is essentially the Riot Kick from Ruby Riot, but it's with a knee instead. I have a feeling somebody's told him not to do the go to sleep anymore because he broke a couple faces.
True.
And, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one.
I kind of thought the finish was a bit meh. The Riot Knee, as you were saying, just didn't come off very well. Maybe it'll look better next time.
It was shot wrong. It was definitely shot wrong. Either they positioned themselves not correctly towards camera, or Kevin Dunn's so dumb he can't get a camera in place. Out of the 16 of them they have surrounding the ring, they just couldn't get a good shot. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this was a fantastic... I talk about how the pace of 205 Live often feels wrong. This felt right. This had pace to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard-hitting, was well-worked. Everything was done very well. All four guys got more over in my estimation.
Yeah.
Obviously good. There was a pretty good Dorado using Metalik as a springboard for a moonsault, which is pretty cool.
That was pretty tight, yeah.
Enjoyed that. My only real quibble, and it has nothing to do with the match, it's to do with the commentators. The commentators were making a lot of references to this being a Mexican team. Only one of these guys is Mexican.
And it's not the one you think.
It is probably the one you think.
Oh, it is totally the one you think.
It's Grand Metalik. He's the only one.
What? He's from fucking Florida. You shut up.
Dorado is from Puerto Rico, and Kalisto's California, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think you said something about San Pedro. Is that wrong?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember either. You said something.
He's American, is what I'm getting.
Merskule, fuck yeah.
Let's not try to do the Rey Mysterio thing where it's like he's a Mexican icon. He's from San Diego.
Correct. Then we moved on to Gentleman Jack the Ripper Gallagher versus I have written down Murphy, not that one.
Murphy Myers.
Your boy Michael Murphy Myers. I really enjoyed the aggression out of Jack Gallagher. I'm also enjoying the fact that he totally ripped off the Vaudevillains for his costume, so good on you there. And yeah, I'm left with the distinct impression that this is what they should have done immediately after Kendrick got hurt, but their creative moves at the speed of a diesel fucking ice cube and doesn't do well to change things. But yeah, Jack did a bunch of, Jack did Jack things. He beat the crap out of the guy and did a bunch of excruciatingly painful things. Got the guy to slide out of the ring and beat the fuck out of him after hauling him under the ring apron. All kinds of things were good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was really good. I call it a dissection squash match.
Yeah.
Very good stuff. Drake Maverick was actually pretty decent on commentary as well, so that's also good. Literally, my only problem was you have a guy named Buddy Murphy and you named a jobber Murphy Myers. What is wrong with people?
Buddy Murphy Myers. Great tag team.
Earlier on the night, we had the Roderick Strong kind of hype package. Now we had like this kind of horror style Mustafa Ali.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't write any of the fucking promos or hype packages down. I do remember saying that there's only one thing I disagree with, which was Mustafa Ali was facing a camera and back behind him was this dark, shadowy hallway. And throughout the promo, this shadowy, menacing, muscular figure was sneaking up on him from behind. I think they let the shadowy figure get too close because near the end of it, and he's talking about beating up bullies and this, that, and the other, and the, shadowy bully figure gets way too close, and then he turns around to fight the bully and the camera cuts out. I would have had a slightly different take on exactly the same thing where the bully doesn't get quite so close and you get time to see him turn around and charge the bully before it cuts out. Yeah. So little art direction tip.
It didn't really do much for me, but I appreciate the newness, the creativity of it.
Yeah, they're at least trying something. We had our main event of the evening, which was Roderick Strong versus Cedric Alexander. And this was the battle of the end of Heartache versus the lumbar check. And again, not a ton of notes because I was just enjoying the match. And I have a note. Note number 1 says, great match. Not much else to say. I enjoyed the false finishes. I legit was taken in a couple of times. They had me legit go, and I fully expected Gulak to come out and kick the absolute dog shit out of somebody so that Ali could come out and have the save and thus confront the bully for next week. So you have Gulak trying to do heel shit and get an easier route to the win at WrestleMania, and then you have Ali also getting his shit in, trying to defeat the bully ahead of his match next week against Gulak, thus hyping things up for everyone concerned, and they didn't do it.
I was fine with them not doing it, though. I mean, it gave the match more time, let it go, and yeah, it was really good. There was a nice mix of brawl, technicality, a little bit of flipping stuff from Alexander primarily, a lot of backbreaking exchanges, and I did love, there was one backbreaker in there that Alexander hit, not the lumbar check, but like some kind of modified lumbar check, basically, on Strong, and Strong like almost kind of no-sold it as if to say, I'm the messiah of the backbreaker.
He did. I remember that distinctly, actually. He did no-sell one. He was like, nah, come on, son. I do this for a living.
And,
yeah.
I didn't really like the fact that it ended on an inside cradle, but very good match. Roderick Strong, Alexander showing exactly, really, that they're incredibly good workers, and I think Alexander's just been kind of poorly booked.
Oh, absolutely. I also poorly theme music. But that's a thing I keep harping on. Yeah, no, I enjoyed every bit of this. There wasn't. I can't remember a single thing that I didn't like about the match. I'm not as sour on the finish as you are because I like the fact that both finishes, like both of these guys ate a finish, and both of them walked out of it, and I'm okay with them not going to that well again. If you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. And I'm not even, like, tremendously mad about it. But I would have preferred.
Yeah. If there's going to be an inside cradle, I'd rather that Roderick Strong wins. Because he's kind of he's the perpetual underdog, right? So, I mean, that's sort of his move. That's his avenue through. But, yeah. No, I enjoyed it. So, that was about it for 205. I don't think there was anything else.
And then we head on to the NXT.
Next Ice-T. Oh, sorry. I think there was some sort of recap package, but I ignored it. We started out, the first match of the evening was Sanity versus Fuckboys Incorporated. 2 men in a 1-seat car.
Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatella.
Can we, instead of Fuckboys, can we start calling them Team Clown Car?
Team Clown Car. Okay.
Yeah! How much fucking testosterone? How many steroids can you fit in a Maserati? Or what are they? Is it a Maserati?
It's a
they're
Maserati.
Driving? Okay, I'm sure that's what they're driving. I really actually liked this match. There was one point where Riddick Moss had real trouble pulling EY out of the ring to break up a pin, and I'm pretty sure Riddick Moss is made out of muscles, so I don't know why that was a thing. There was also a point where he didn't take a crossbody correctly, and it was like weird and off-putting. But other than that, it was a pretty well put together match, wouldn't you say?
I thought the same. The only thing I would have liked more development into the whole, why are they not broken up? Like, why are they in this tournament after we, already shot the breakup angle?
Yeah, that was a bit weird. And, they weren't really on the same page. I can't remember. Did they do more breakup stuff at the end of this?
No, not really.
That's weird.
They were kind of apart, both looking stunned that they'd lost, and that was kind of about it. And at the beginning, there was Sabatelli, I think, wanted to do like a fist bump, and Moss was not having it. So, like, they acknowledged the tension was there, but they really did nothing to explain why they're in this tournament as a tag team. So that's not so good.
I wonder if probably they don't usually have the same teams on every single week. So not next week, but maybe the week after, we'll see some sort of. And the weird thing is, I think it's going to be Tito that's going to stab Riddick in the back. And that would actually be a good move, because if Tito stabs Riddick in the back, Riddick's the least unlikable one, and you could kind of turn him face and they could have a feud. And then Tito would be the egotistical, delusional heel who is clearly...
he's the NFL player, so, he has more of a reason to think, well, you're the problem.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, we had your boy, Psycho Killer, Tommaso Ciampa, come down to the ring. And my first note here says, Xerox machine working overtime.
Yeah.
There were so many Johnny Gargano logos that were clearly Xeroxed and left on people's seats. There were a couple of hand-painted ones, but there was a lot of paper in that audience.
Yeah, kind of the same thing we had last week with Ciampa wanting to speak his piece and the crowd just not having it.
Funny you should say that, because my next note says, booed again. Same dude in the same place doing the same crying face at Ciampa. I also appreciated the fact that commentary stayed completely silent and let things in the ring happen. It's like they have professionals working there or something.
And then it was off to the ladies.
Ladies, fighting good. Lacey Evans came down, did her stereotypical egotistical white lady thing. Dakota Kai came down, and Dakota Kai is the new Bailey.
Kind of,
Dakota Kai, spunky.
The Kiwi Bailey.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, can we have Dakota Kai and Bailey team up? That would be great. Can we have a whole faction of that kind of thing? That kind of thing?
The Huggers.
Yeah. I don't remember exactly what happened. I have a note here that says legit laughing right now. Great stuff. I don't remember what happened in the ring that would make me laugh.
So Lacey Evans was like working hard for the injured arm of Dakota Kai, because of course she's the one that basically fucked up the arm of. And then Kai just rolls her up for the win.
Right! Yeah, that was the whole match. I fucking forgot. But I should have written down exactly what made me laugh, but it just says legit laughing right now. Great stuff. And then Shayna's music hit. And is it me, or are they fucking with her intro? Like, the intro with the horses sounds more and more fucked up and distorted and mechanical every single time I hear it.
Yeah, it actually almost kind of like, I'm like, wait, are we getting like female heavy machinery?
Yeah, I don't understand. And then Drake Younger was there and interjected himself somewhat, and I have a note here that says, "Get her, Drake."
Yeah, I had the same thing. I just have a note here that says, "I just keep thinking, get her, Drake. Don't make Drake Younger. Don't make Drake Younger act like he can't separate this."
Exactly. I just have one note that says, "Get her, Drake." And then the next note says, "Jesus, took him long enough to hit fucking Moon's It took him long enough to hit Moon's tunes." is what I have written down here.
I will say Kai sold being terrified very well.
Yes,
like
very
letting
much
yourself
so.
terrified.
Terrified to the point where she didn't logically just get out of the ring.
But like she sold it. The problem half the time is the people don't sell being terrified enough for me to believe that you're like frozen in fear.
Exactly.
This worked.
Yeah, very well. And then it's my next two notes say one, took them long enough to hit Moon's tunes. That went on for a while. Oh fuck, she has a live mic. No.
I was talking with someone about Ember Moon.
Yeah.
A guy I work with who's also into pro wrestling has discovered that I'm into pro wrestling.
Oh.
Shout out to Josh if he's listening.
What up, Josh?
We were talking about Ember Moon.
I heard that Josh has a giant penis.
We were talking about Ember Moon, and I'm like, the problem with Ember Moon is her mic skills. And it's not even that like they're necessarily bad mic skills, it's they're so incongruent to the rest of her character.
Yeah.
Like she's got the, the demon contacts, the kind of almost road warrior-esque get up.
Ember Moon really should be marketed as a Roderick Strong meets Jeff Hardy. Not this weird, mysterious, like Ember Moon's not even a good name for her promo skills.
Yeah, the voice, it doesn't really work.
She does this weird emotional, like semi-Tarzan screechy thing that's, again, very emotional.
Like, if you were to work around this and have her never cut a promo, this could work.
Yeah.
But at some point, did no one realize, like, she's gonna have to cut a promo, and it's so disjointed from everything else we're doing with her.
Yeah, it's like somebody was a really big fan of Moon Knight from the comics, and went, ooh, we could have like a female sort of Moon Knight, but then we're gonna have her do promos. I don't know about that.
It's kind of problematic because she's pretty good. Like she's getting better. She's not hurting herself nearly as much anymore.
That's
not hurting her opponents anymore, which is good.
Yep.
She's very athletic. She's able to do some pretty fantastic stuff, and her ability to put a match together is coming along nicely. It's just the problem with her is something I don't think you can actually fix.
Yeah, it's like she's got two different coaches. One of them's telling her to be, go out there and be totally natural on the mic, which is the way you want to do it. That's absolutely the way you want to do it. But then she's got like the image consultant who's going with, you look this way, let's do it this way. Which again, they're not wrong. She's got sort of like a space-aged Melvin Manhoff thing going on, and it's good. It's really good. But what you're portraying this Ember Moon, this esoteric, mysterious figure, with these very earnest, seemingly heartfelt anyway, promos, doesn't make any sense. There's no connection there. She may end up being the biggest female star of all time. That may happen when a connection is made between these things.
Yep.
It's totally feasible, totally possible that you could have like The Rock plus Stone Cold plus Shawn Michaels in one female wrestler that will go beyond the stars and back in popularity and every other regard once this connection is made. But it's not being made, and it's really hindering her career.
Yeah. Anyways, Dakota Kai does get to have her moment of glory when she kicks Baszler in the face to save Moon's arm.
I have a note here that says, Madam, your receipt, which I believe Morrow called as well.
Also, I love the look on Drake Younger's face when he was trying to break up the fight. The look just said, fuck my life, why do I have to pretend that I can't break this up?
Yeah. I've got another note here that says, really good grapple/brawling. There was nothing in the grapple brawl schmozzfest between the two that looked bad or fake or there were maybe semi-coordinated, but not really. It's
fine with that in a brawl anyways.
Yeah, but I mean they rolled, they transitioned, there was a lot of fighting for position. These are all things that if you ramp this up again, like 50% faster in speed, this might actually look like a real fight. It's not quite there, but you've got a professional mixed martial artist and not a professional mixed martial artist putting on a grappling, brawling scrap that looks like it could be a legit like fight between two women who know and have had some fight training. So I was impressed with that, and we shit on the fake MMA all the time, and this looked good.
Mm-hmm. And Moon ends up hitting a one-armed eclipse on Baszler just to kind of like, I could do this with one arm.
Yeah.
I do say that like the last two times these two have interacted, Moon has had to be saved in both cases. This time by Dakota Kai and priorly by Kairi Sane. So that's a little bit of a letdown, again, with the whole, this is supposed to be like the biggest badass woman on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, we've just come off the best women's champion of all time. And this ain't helping.
Yeah. So
you threw Asuka. They threw Asuka into impossible situations, booked her perfect, and came out smelling like a platinum rose every single time. This ain't that. You're really holding your chasing babyface who has the title really down on the. This is not helping.
Yeah. So there's been some problems, but it's getting better. Say that much.
Correct.
Street Profits Heavy Machinery.
I waiting to hate this match. I was ready to take a giant, hairy, steaming, greasy turd all over this. Spoiler alert, I fucking enjoyed the shit out of this.
I enjoyed it.
This was good.
I didn't like that Machinery did the job, though. Not a big fan of that.
No, but I'll work through it and I'll tell you why I'm fine with it.
All right.
So, and I have another note here that I don't remember. I don't know why I wrote this down. My first note, which is totally understandable, says, please stop saying swag. That was 4 years ago. No one does swag things anymore. Stop swagging. My next note says, oh snap, you got told by Moro. I don't remember what happened, but I think somebody on commentary said something and Moro just shut him the fuck down.
It was Nigel and Percy were wandering way the fuck off course.
Yeah, Moro, I don't remember. Moro just said something and dropped the hammer on him, and they both shut the fuck up. Yep. If you haven't seen this match, listen for it in the early going before the teams are in the ring, because I don't remember what it was, but Moro said something. And then Moro said something else about, and I have quotes here, matchups you don't normally see. And my follow-up to that is, that's because booking is usually wrong and formulaic. There's no reason at all that Heavy Machinery can't wrestle the Street Profits.
You like this match. You gotta stop calling them Streetwalkers for this review.
God damn it, I just did. Let me do storytelling here. There's zero reason. Like if I can extrapolate, there's no reason for the Miz Taraj not to wrestle, say, the Club or the Revival or the New Day, or there's no reason for any of these tag teams not to just have a match. You have an authority figure who says, okay, this week, you and you, go. That's all you need. You don't need a reason, a storyline, or anything. You don't even need this to generate a storyline. You don't need it to generate a feud. You can just have a match. It's okay. It's cool, baby. You can just have a team, have a match against another team, and then 4 weeks later, you can have them do it again and flip-flop the thing. If you want to do it, that's cool. But when he said matchups you don't normally see, there's no reason for any matchup for me to ever not see. I should be able to see all the matchups. You got a whole year. You've got people signed for multiple year contracts. I should be able to. There's no reason that I can't. What was it? There was a match that had never happened, and it was a couple of months ago, I think. And I don't remember who was involved, but I remember it was two guys that had been in the company a long fucking time. And my reaction was, what?
Goldust John Cena.
What? Who is it?
Goldust and John Cena.
And yeah, oh, you're right. So my reaction is, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what the fuck? What does that mean? You've never had Goldust versus John Cena? Are you kidding? Who didn't do that? What was the reasoning? That's inconceivable. So, I don't. It continually blows my mind how short-sighted that The Office and Wobbly Wobbly Bee is. There's no conceivable reason why Goldust and John Cena shouldn't have had 3 feuds by now. What do you mean they've never wrestled each other? What is this matchups you don't normally see thing mean? That's inconceivable. I know I'm using the word that you think maybe I don't know what it means. Princess Bride reference. Get over it. But it's little things like that when they come down the pipe that blow my mind at how short-sighted or how close-minded The Office is for this company. You understand? You follow what I'm saying here?
I am following what you're saying.
Awesome. Feel like I ranted a lot on that because it's kind of taken away from my review of the match. Continuing with the Street Profits versus Heavy Machinery. Also, can we get them a female manager named Judy? Because then we can have the Heavy Judy. You know what I'm saying? Can we sign ODB to be we sign ODB to be Heavy Machinery's fucking manager? Can we do that?
That'd be great.
Oh my god. All the money is yours. All of the money. Literally all the money. You could never stop printing money off that. Ever.
That would be
not
great.
In a million years.
I'm not even a fan of ODB, but that would be great.
ODB with Dozer being crazy and Tucker being cool and kind of blissed out. You could never stop printing money. It would be impossible. Yeah. They did. There was your initial confrontation between Dozovich and the skinny one.
Skinny one is Dawkins.
Is it Dawkins? No, Dawkins is the fat one.
Pardon me, Ford. Montez Ford.
Yeah, hey, I know who the fat one is.
I do kind of mix them up periodically.
Right, so the skinny one versus Dozer. And Dozer slammed him to the ground. I don't remember what the sequence was, but it ended up with the skinny one being on the ground. And you're lucky I'm making differentials between the two of them at this point. So he reached up for his cup to take a sip and to kind of like regain his self. And Dozer's like, give me that. And so this was, I have only one note here that says Cop Spot OP, great stuff, but I remember everything about it. He took a quick sip and Dozer's like, give me here. And then he kind of looked up at Dawkins and was like, this guy with the cup? And the crowd started to chant, and he kind of like very gingerly, and he did his stupid fucking retarded fish swim leg kick crawly thing over to Dozer and gingerly handed him the cup, and Dozer took a drink and then drained the cup, and then he started to do like pump himself up like Hulk Hogan style, and he, oh yeah, and then the match continued from there, and it was great. And then, I can't remember, was it Morrow called him All Night Tucker Night?
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that. And I love the battering ram spot. There was a really shitty part where Tucker Night hit the ropes and rebounded, and then there was a really, really badly telegraphed and really badly executed low bridge, which seems to be a major failing in the overall Wobbly Wobbly Bee thing. They don't do low bridges well at all. It's very bad.
Considering how basic the skill is, yeah.
Yeah, it's really, like, you don't even have to look. You just, I'm going to do the low bridge. Okay, I'll turn my back and then just flip over and land kind of on my ass in a somersault fashion. And then at the end of the match, I'm pretty sure that Dozovich was not legal. As a matter of fact, I replayed it. Like, I went back and watched the ref, and the ref was like, no, you didn't tag. And then the ref counted 1, 2, 3 anyway. So, I don't
Had not
know.
noticed that myself.
I noticed it pretty much right away because I'm a heavy machinery mark. So I was like, no, they couldn't have lost. And I rewound. I was like, yeah, like the ref. The only thing I can think of is, again, the camera angles were shit. So if there was a tag and I didn't see it, it's because the camera wasn't pointed in the right direction because I just didn't see it. And if that's what happened, cool. But it looked like the ref fully signaled that there was no tag. You can't be in the ring. You need to get out. You know, you've got a time limit. And then counted the 3 on the illegal guy anyway.
Ford got some pretty impressive height on that frog splash. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he did. But the 360 Stinger splash was still soft as fucking puppy shit.
Yeah, still work to be done.
The upshot of this is, after the match, the Street Profits sold like a motherfucker. They sold like they had just got out of Vietnam alive during the fall of fucking Saigon. They sold all of that. They had PSD in their eyes and just like, oh god, did we win? We won. Okay, let's get out of here. So I may be turning a corner on the Street Profits. Here's hoping. We followed that up with Nigel McGuinness dancing in his chair to the Street Profits tune. So that's also cool as fuck. Made me laugh. If they continue to display actual human personalities, I can see myself getting on board. I can see myself turning the corner on this team.
I was expecting a rant.
Nope. What the only rant I've got is just about what seems to be their attitude about things that can't be. It doesn't make sense.
I have nothing to add to this match. You broke it down pretty succinctly.
Well, thank you very much.
Then we had Adam Cole and Pete Dunne.
Or as I have written down as Dunn Cole.
Dunn Cole.
Not to be confused with Dunkirk. My first note is, are they going to have Cole lose another big match? I don't see another option unless they are never going to get the UK show up and running. Spoiler alert, that didn't go quite down like that. There was a massive forearm from Pete Dunne, to which I have written down, good morning, nice forearm. There was a spectacular overhead release suplex onto the apron right in front of Red Dragon, or Re-Dragon, as I have written down here, from Dunn onto Cole. So that was fun. There was also, Bobby Fish was doing cheerleading the whole time, which I enjoyed.
Indeed.
He was trying to pump up Cole, and you know, he ain't any good, this, that, and the other. And just as he said something about you're not on our level, fucking smashed the shit out of him with a forearm or something and sent Cole flying back into the turnbuckles. It was great. My only kind of real quibble is that Pete Dunne kicked out of literally everything in the world.
Yeah, I was a little bit heavy on that. And at the same time, I get it, Pete Dunne, monster. But yeah, probably a little too much. But
I appreciate the fact that they're putting him over. I do. Mm-hmm. But there was a DQ finish. So they jumped in the ring and beat the shit out of Pete Dunne. And I have written down, DQ finish. Really should have seen that coming. Yeah. Where's Roddy Strong? Hey, there's Roddy. Yeah, I was like, where's Roddy Strong? He should be, there he is. He just, typical wobbly bee, waited too long.
It was an interesting face beatdown, actually, because at one point, both Dunn and Strong are kind of in trouble because 3-on-2.
Yeah.
But they prevailed and looked strong at the end.
Yeah, they fought like they were intelligent human beings that knew they were up against the odds. Weird how that works.
Faces with basic intelligence.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Martial prowess and intelligence. It's kind of strange.
And Roddy wanted the handshake, but Dunn wasn't going to give it to him. He did give him a slap on the shoulder, though.
He gave him this weird half. I have written down here: weird half shoulder chuck and friendly-ish smirk. Well played,
Pete Dunn. Still not ready to go fully face for you.
Not at all. Never. I don't think he's ever going to be a face. But I enjoyed the shit out of it. I thought it was hilarious.
I also enjoyed the kind of nice symmetry with this, is that if you recall, it was Wolfgang versus Pete Dunne that brought the Adam Cole faction into existence as well. So they came out and attacked Wolfgang after that match. You had Pete Dunne kind of like the fans cheering for him to go back and help Wolfgang, and he like sprinted back to the ring, grabbed his belt, and left.
That was great. I do remember that distinctly. I laughed a lot. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, that's hilarious. I did enjoy that immensely. That led us on to the contract signing between Aleister Black and your boy La Sombra.
La Sombra. That's not there.
My first note says, I fucking hate these. The promos are going to be total dog shit. So I just skipped to the point where Candice LeRae came out and absolutely kicked the shit out of Zelina Vega, to which my final note says, world's cutest ass kicking.
I actually enjoyed this segment more than I thought I was going to.
I refuse to go back and watch it.
Vega comes out and just starts doing her standard shit about how Almost is not there, how he's going to embarrass Black at TakeOver, etc. And Black is just ignoring her. Like, he's looking at the ring, looking at the table, moving around the table, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he pushes the table out of the way and sits Indian style on the center of the mat. He goes, "All right, now that we were at the same level," he starts making a bunch of short jokes. Almost is going to come up short at TakeOver. And almost just doesn't measure up.
That is great.
And she slapped him, and Black's kind of like, he's whatever. He just signed, and for some reason she demands that Black sign the contract. I'm like, he's gonna do it anyways. What the hell?
I was gonna say, I thought he seems like the kind of guy that would just come out there, sign it right away, and then you do whatever.
He signs it, starts walking away from the ring. He goes, "Oh, Zelina, I'm happy you came out here alone, because I didn't." And that was when Candice LeRae came out.
Oh, maybe I should have watched it.
Vega was her standard annoying self, but Black was fucking great.
Yeah, I'm done with the fact that they think annoying equals heel. Annoying just is annoying.
It's not even that I'm done with annoying. I'm done with delusional heel.
Yeah,
because we have so many of them. So many. You have Miz, you have Bliss, you have Vega. And, like, they'll cut promos referencing these things that clearly never happened. And it's like, there are too many of you in this company. Like, yeah, at some point, HR needs to get called and be like, do we have some drugs in the water supply or something?
Yeah, and one of my things is, if I can, in this day and age, where information is infinitely accessible, if I can do an 8-second Google search to find out you're wrong, you fucked up so big. That's why the world laughs at Trump. The guy lies out his ass. We look it up on Google and go, and then ignore him. Maybe not America. Maybe they don't know that there's an internet. I don't know. Whatever. But it's very easy to find out correct information by checking 3 or 4 sources to see, what's what. And if I am put through a promo from a heel manager who is just annoying, whether it's Zelina Vega or The Miz or whoever, and I can go, oh, he's an A-list star? He's never been in a movie that hasn't gone direct to video. Cool. I can totally ignore absolutely everything he ever says. Oh, she's got a history of championships. Let me look it up. Some stuff in TNA. Absolutely nothing in WWE.
Oh, and
cool.
The other thing is that she's not even really supposed to be the character in TNA. Like,
yeah,
she's supposed to be from Mexico. coming
Well,
up here
whatever.
about
I
almost.
don't
And
like
it's like,
she.
okay.
If her character tells me that she has a history of like a long, illustrious history of championships, and she's so smart, and she's organized all this stuff and she's Machiavellian, and she's done all these things right, and I look at her Wikipedia page and go, well, that's not true. Then I ignore and skip every piece of bullshit that comes out of her mouth, and not only does she not get over, but she ceases to exist in my universe. Like, you get deleted. You get delete, edited out.
It's kind of the weird thing about the whole almost title reign is the matches have been very, very good.
Yes.
And it's not just the guys he's being put in there. He's being pushed and he's putting up great matches. But yeah, the character work and the promos have just been so bad.
Yeah,
so
embarrassingly
nonsensical.
bad.
Like, I mean, the low point was the what does it take to get rid of you, Johnny Gargano? You came out and interrupted his promo, bitch.
Yeah, I had an extensive rant on that one. What do I have to do to get rid of you? Literally nothing. You just literally
you
not,
just had to stay at the
show
back.
up. You had to do the least amount of work possible. You just don't show up to antagonize him. That's it. And that's only one thing that she said. Fuck, that promo was the worst. But I'm getting all worked up.
Yeah. But yeah, Aleister Black, A+ work here. Fantastic. His best work on the mic. The only thing I'm hoping is that this match doesn't turn out to be kind of like their last one. Because I was reminded that they had the Aleister Black's debut match was against Almas in NXT.
Oh, he knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah, and I was watching the OSW guys review it and remembering, I didn't really actually care for this match all that much.
No, it was at best, and then that awesome spin kick. It was like, whoa, and pop huge. And that was about it, yeah.
Hopefully this is a ton better. That would be nice. And that's the other thing that doesn't really make any sense, because you got Vega out there claiming you're not going to beat him, Aleister. You're not on his level.
Clearly
He's going to destroy you. I'm like, it should have been like, bitch. I got a clip up here. Black Mass 3 count. That was my debut. Perhaps you were unaware.
Yeah. Well, there's only two ways this is going to go. Either Aleister Black wins, gets the title, and they immediately move La Sombra up to the main roster, or Aleister Black loses, snapping his winning streak randomly, and then they move him up to main roster on a now not having a winning streak, which seems like the most wobbly bee thing to do.
They didn't snap Asuka's, though. So,
well, I know.
I'm hoping for option A.
Yeah, but they never ever do the same thing twice, regardless of how much sense it's making. Unless, of course, it's something that they can easily just cookie cutter and repeat.
Although technically, Black, while he was not pinned, he does have a loss. He lost that 4-way for the shot at almost to Gargano.
I don't really count that.
Yeah, he's got undefeated in singles.
Yeah, he didn't lose. He just didn't win.
Taken out by Adam Cole, baby!
Spin kick to that.
Also, I would have enjoyed it if Pete Dunne trolled Adam Cole by making like veiled Marty Skrull references. Skrull replaced him in Bullet Club. That could have been amusing.
That would be good. He's like, you ain't been up against a proper villain yet.
Just randomly, hold him behind the get a waist lock and just go chicken wing. WWE won't do that because that might put some eyes on New Japan.
Correct.
But it would have been hilarious for me. That was WWE this week, and I mean, there was some very good stuff. Mm-hmm. There was also some rant-worthy stuff as well. And the whole the cloud of Moolah hangs over it.
Dun dun dun.
But I'm still not hyped for Mania. That's
no. I mean, there's no matches there yet.
Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to AJ Nakamura or AJ Nakamura. That should be the business.
I mean, hopefully, if they let him, if the WWE finally lets somebody wrestle for a goddamn change, it'll be great.
I think Roman Brock could be really good, but At the same time, a lot of that depends on Brock's mood, which is, I mean, we saw that at Mania with Goldberg and Brock way back in the day. That
he's
not
leaving.
Necessarily be good. So that should be good. I think the Intercontinental could be good. The U.S. title match holds zero appeal to me. With Charlotte, Asuka, I'm looking forward to that. Jax versus Bliss, which we don't actually have yet, but that's where it's going.
It has to. Unless they're going to do a multi-man
I'm honestly
match.
not even really looking forward to that necessarily, because I think it'll just be like a prolonged squash, to be honest.
But it should just be a quick squash. This should be no prolonged. This should be the quickest match of Mania ever.
You get some Mickie James interference. You get Bliss running, trying to get counted out and stuff. Like, you could buy some time. But,
yes, if you really want to piss it. Well, yeah, perfect WWE fucking booking. Mickie James deliberately interferes, and it's a DQ match like right away. Like, I mean, right away, like 12 seconds, and then the crowd's fucking furious.
If they go with the SmackDown three-way match for the tag team title, I'm going to be kind of meh on that. And the Raw tag team match really depends a lot on who Braun brings as a partner.
Yeah.
Because if it's Elias, I may just vomit into a bucket.
What if it's the Big Show?
I'd be okay with that.
Whoa,
it's the Big Braun. It's the Braun Show. There you go.
That'd be the most unstoppable tag team of all time. Like, how would you? Like, if this was like a shoot environment, how would you even try? Why would you even try?
Call the gold, sir. Call the gold.
That's true.
Anyways, that's what we got. I don't think there's really any other news to touch on.
I don't think so.
And we will see you next time, and we'll have a third talking head, hopefully.
Dun, 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 dun.
So stay alert for that, and hope you enjoyed this particularly long episode of the Squared Circle Jerks.
Indeed. I need a snack.
Now get off Byron's lawn.
Head off.